بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والعاقبة للمتقين ولا عدوان إلا على الظالمين نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Inshallah ta'ala, a short brief thing after Fajr, Tafseer, but we're going to keep it short because I have to go to work. It's the ayat in Baqarah, ayat number 231. And we still on the subject matter of divorce. Well, Allah Ta'ala, He says, وَإِذَا طَلَّقْتُمُ النِّسَاءَ فَبَلَغْنَ أَجَلَهُنَّ فَأَمْسِكُوهُنَّ بِمَعْرُوفٍ أَوْ سَرِّحُوهُنَّ بِمَعْرُوفٍ وَلَا تُمْسِكُوهُنَّ ضِرَارًا لِتَعْتَدُوا وَمَنْ يَفْعَلْ ذَلِكَ فَقَدْ ظَلَمَ نَفْسَهُ لَا تَتَّخِذُوا آيَاتِ اللَّهِ هُزُوًا واذكروا نعمة الله عليكم وما أنزل عليكم من الكتاب والحكمة يعظكم به واتقوا الله واعلموا أن الله بكل شيء عليم. Allah says in this verse in Surah Al-Baqarah that when you divorce the women and they have reached their appointed waiting periods, keep them in goodness or release them in goodness, and do not keep them to cause harm to them in order for you to transgress the bounds against them. Whoever does that, then verily he has oppressed his own soul. And do not take the verses of Allah as a joke, and remember the bounty of Allah upon you and what was revealed to you what was revealed to you, or what He revealed to you upon you of the book and the wisdom, and admonished you therewith. And fear Allah and know that Allah has power over all things. In the explanation of that particular verse, which is very paramount in relation to issues of marriage and divorce that need to be in consideration of the believer, because as Allah Ta'ala, He always addresses the issues of marriage and divorce from an angle of your faith. He talks to your Iman, because marriage and divorce is all connected to Iman. Marriage can either increase your Iman or it can decrease your Iman. So Allah Ta'ala, He says, when you divorce the women and they come near to the end of their waiting period, meaning before her third menses come, Allah says either take them back with the intentions of establishing their rights upon a perspective where you are seeking to do excellent to them legislatively and culturally. Yes, Islam honors and respects all cultures. That's the principle, the famous maximum goes, al-urf muhakkama, that culture judges, meaning culture rules and judges, meaning cultures is always considered in Islam, as long as one's culture doesn't oppose what Allah and His Messenger says, culture is encouraged upon to be practiced, and it's of nobility, and it shows respect, or it complements what the religion of Islam says. So culture is included in one's treatment of the wife, because everyone's culture is different, and so for that reason Islam honors it, especially if it does nothing but enhances the relationship between a husband and wife. So if the man he either takes his wife back with the intentions of establishing the women rights upon a perspective that shows them seeking excellence towards the woman in a legislative manner and a cultural manner. And then Allah says, or leave them, or meaning release them, let them go let them continue until her waiting period, meaning the third menses come, and that menses completes itself, and the marriage become over and null and void. And after Allah says that, He says, be cautious and fear that if you were to taking them back with the intentions to cause harm to those women for the sake of transgressing against their rights, and that Allah Ta'ala says whoever does this with this intention is to get back at the woman because of what she did, in other words. And whoever has this intention, Allah Ta'ala says, that person who does that, then they have oppressed their own souls by having istihqaq al-uquba, by having them deserving the right to be punished for what they're doing to that person. And Allah, that's why Allah then says, وَلَا تَتَّخِذُوا آيَاتِ اللَّهِ هُزُوًا. Do not take Allah verses as a joke. In other words, these rights of marriage, these rights of over one another, is not something that's just a transaction between me and this woman, but it is a transaction between you and your Lord. And if you violate her, you violating Allah's laws, therefore earning the anger of Allah upon yourself. So you deserve to be punished. So that's why Allah says, do not take the verses of Allah and his legal verdicts, la'b, as a joke and as amusement, meaning you not take it serious because you've been violated. And remember the bounty of Allah upon you, meaning of the bounty of giving you Islam and the detailed legal verdicts relating to your affairs in life, right? Remember this bounty upon you, meaning during this times of divorce, during this time when Allah commanding us to adhere to these commandments when it seemed like it's not in your favor. Allah Ta'ala says, remember these legal verdicts. Remember your Islam, and remember the details of the legal verdicts of Islam, and remember that which was revealed, what Allah had revealed upon you of the Quran and of the Sunnah, and be grateful to him to glorify upon these tremendous bounties. Tremendous bounties. If a person violates something against Islam, that's a clear sign, the lack of them honoring, the lack of them seeing the gratitude or feeling the gratitude of Allah guiding them and keeping them upon the way of life that will be pleasing to him, which is the way of life of following his legislation. And then he says, Allah reminds you of this, and he put fear, and he places fear in you, or make you be fretful or fearful of opposing these commandments. So fear Allah and pay attention to Allah watching you, and know that Allah is all-knowing, alimun, of bikulli shay, of everything that you do, and that la yakhfa alayhi shay, and that nothing is hidden from him, and that he's going to recompense everyone for every single thing that they deserve to be recompensed for. هذا وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.